What's going on, everyone? Today I'm going to be doing my September wrap-up, but it's going to be different. Essentially, I'm just going to be ranking the Wheel of Time books because all I read in September was books 2, 3, and 4 of the Wheel of Time. I didn't even get to a science fiction book this month, which I've done every single month since starting my BookTube channel. So while that was disappointing, I've just been having so much fun with the Wheel of Time. I didn't want to read anything else. Also, additionally, I'm out of Wheel of Time books. If you follow my channel, you know that I actually purchased these books way back in time, like back when I was mailman for the post office. So these books have been in storage in my Audible library since that point in my life, and I'm just now getting to them. But finishing up this fourth book, I'm out of them all. I have no more Wheel of Time books, so this is going to kind of force me to move on from the Wheel of Time for now. But getting right into the Wheel of Time rankings, I'm going to start with my favorite of the 4 books, which is the last one, is book number 4, The Shadow Rising, or Rising of the Shadow. I can't remember what the name of the book is, but it's the 4th one. This book is not only the best of the first 4, but it might be one of the greatest fantasy books ever written. It might be one of my favorite books of fantasy of all time. It's so good that I'm going to be doing a in-depth spoiler discussion about why this book is so fantastic. This book makes me see why Robert Jordan is considered one of the greatest authors of all time. You start the different subplots of this book, you can see being thought of and started and foreshadowed all the way back in book 1, in Eye of the World. And the fact that Robert Jordan was able to foreshadow that far in advance, keep the story going, and then deliver such an exciting tale in this 4th book, it was magical. Literally one of the greatest books I've ever read. And I'll go into a more in-depth view in a different video. But moving on to my second favorite of the first 4 is going to be the first one. It's going to be Eye of the World. Part of me thinks that the reason this book is my second favorite is because this was the perfect book for me at the perfect time. It is a old school fashioned adventuring story that sets up this huge fantastical world, all while being at that same kind of transition period from classic fantasy to modern fantasy. And I don't know why, but I didn't know I was missing that until I read this book. When I finished that book, I had that childlike urge to just go to the next one. Like, I wanted to stay up all night and read this book. Like, I could not get this series out of my head. So I thought that I might be biased towards it, but thinking back, the book's story was still amazing. It was able to set up, not only was it able to set up a world, history, magic for the next who knows how many books in the series, however long the Wheel of Time is, but it was able to be a complete story in itself. So number 2 on this list is definitely going to be The Eye of the World. Number 3 on the list is going to be the second book. And it's interesting because the second book is going to be the one that I don't remember much of. Like, no scenes really stick out to me in the second book. But at the same time, I remember finishing it and thinking in my head, oh my gosh, this is so good. We're introduced to the Sanchan in this book, and we see legends played out. Like, it was a solid book. But a lot of the little sequences on the way, I don't remember a lot of. So I don't have that much to say about the second book, other than I remember getting done with the second book and still feeling that drive, that want to go on. Like, it was still an excellent book and an excellent series. My least favorite of the first 4 books is going to be the 3rd one, The Dragon Reborn. It falls last on my list because throughout the entire book, I was wanting it to end. Like, I was waiting for the book to come to a conclusion. And I don't have any specific reasons why. I think part of it has to do with, a lot of the Dreams World stuff was confusing or unexciting. Like, I was very disinterested in a lot of those series. A lot of the series were slower paced. The subplots felt more like they were setting things up for the future rather than telling a story now. So that was a little disheartening. Not to say it didn't do anything cool. Like, it was really neat to watch Rand through the eyes of different characters, to follow the Dragon Reborn and the effect he has on the people he comes into contact with. And you're able to see that from a viewpoint other than Rand. You see the chaos that is left from him coming and going from a population. But at the end of the day, for most of this book, I was hoping it would wrap up. I was hoping to get to the end, and the end delivered. I mean, the end was solid. It was a great, solid ending, but I don't feel like that makes up for the rest of the book being not on par with the others. So that was my September reading month and me ranking the first 4 books of the Wheel of Time. Let me know if you disagree with me, if you would rank these books a different way. I want to know. Let me know down in the comments below. Make sure you like and subscribe to get notified when the next video drops. And until next time, I hope you're reading a lot of cool books and exploring cool new worlds. And until then, I'll be back soon. Thanks for watching.